All right. Well, you two, this is Maps Coach Roxanne here. We've got the Durkins with us, and I'm very excited to talk with you guys this morning about a project that just came to fruition that you've been working on. So, introduce yourselves, tell us who you are, and tell us a little bit about the Lazarus House.
Certainly. We're Art and Shelley Durkin. We're a boutique firm at Keller Williams in Andover, Massachusetts. And a little bit about ourselves. We're both actually, this is our second career in real estate. We were nurses by trade. Made a transition about a decade ago for me and about 3 years ago for Shell. We're actively involved in several charities, but one of them that is most passionate for us is Lazarus House Ministries, and it's a local 501c that provides services to the underprivileged of our community, providing shelter, food, stability and training, food pantry, soup kitchen, and most recently we were involved in a project that huge water leak in the property, and we had to. And I'm on the facilities committee. I'm the chair for the facilities committee, and now I guess vice president. And we had to gut renovate the entire project so that we could resurrect that property. And we redesigned it, brought in an architect and a team, construction team, and redesigned that entire home to make it a location with five small, tiny apartments, if you will, that would allow folks who are the working poor, folks that are homeless, maybe living in their cars, can have a place in which they can go to and provide them those resources for them and their family.
I love that. I love that. And when we look at it from a business point of view, I would say, having been your coach for a while, that you two really have a few superpowers. But I'd say that the biggest one is your ability to work business to business, the way that you guys network. Networking is your superpower, right? And everything else kind of comes out of that. You're part of the real estate planner community as well. And the way that you have approached pulling in your experience as nurses and as veterans, pulling that experience into the real estate planner community, and then the work that you have been doing with networking. Tell us a little bit about your provisor's work.
Sure. You want to
Go ahead.
jump in? Our provisors network is one in which it's a group across the country, and they are vetted, experienced advisors. So whether they're attorneys or CPAs, financial advisors, real estate professionals, all have to have 10 years of experience in the industry. So we have to have a lot of gray hair. Uh, and we provide resources and referrals across a network across the country. And we have a really, really great, robust local chapter who provided some great resources for this particular project. I'm the charity chair for the provisors group, and they provided welcome baskets and resources for each one of the apartments. So basically, toasters, cups, plates, all that kind of stuff to adorn each one of those apartments for the new clients who are going to be occupying that. So wonderful, wonderful community.
That's right. And Shelley, tell us a little bit about the design work that you have been doing.
So I had the opportunity to work with the architect and the construction management company and pick all the fits and finishes. So, I worked with the kitchen designer to get the final pieces in place, picked the flooring, picked just the little things that everybody did, the lighting plan that didn't necessarily, some of those individuals don't like to pick those details. So I got to put all those details in place, and had the opportunity to really keep the vision alive, which was to create homes for individuals and it not feel like an industrial space, which can also be where architects and construction management trends tends to go. So it was really cool to kind of help refocus that, hey, these are going to be families. We need to add warmth here. We need to add finishes that feel like a home and not just a space that feels like an industrial,
Like a shelter.
like a
Yeah.
shelter, right?
Yeah.
It needs to feel like people can live here and be well in the space and really feel like it's their home for whatever period of time that is going to be for them.
One of the great compliments that we got in regards to that was one of the largest benefactors that came in, and I think leveraged close to $250,000, came in, and the biggest compliment that we got paid was when she came in. She said, "Art, Shelley, you guys have created a space that I feel like I could live in, any one of us." And that was the hugest compliment, is that, it felt like a place that anyone would feel like it was home.
You know what I love about this is that this is you two putting, I love the name of it, Lazarus House Ministries. This is direct ministry work, right? That you're not just putting a Band-Aid on the problem, feeding people. That needs happening, right? But you're offering them the launch pad from which to gain further independence, right? If you take off that horrible pressure of where am I going to put my kids tonight,
Mhm.
and let somebody focus on getting better at their job, getting some education, doing some things to better themselves so that their economic situation starts to improve. Sometimes all we need is that little relief valve at some spot, and you guys are providing that. That's a big deal.
Yes, advocacy is a big part, and then allowing the guests to have agency
That's
in
right.
how their future moves forward is a big part of what resonates with us.
And that's one of the other great things that I think the advocacy piece to the mission is so critical. They bring in professionals who are financial advisors that come in. They'll do as simple as, how do we balance a checkbook? How do I plan to be able to afford rent? And then the next step, how do I afford to do a down payment to a house? And we take them through that incrementally.
Yeah.
And that's one of the great things that Lazarus House does for us.
So this past week, we got to network with some individuals who are help with first-time home buying in an area and it's like, if there's anything you need, like, we're here for every step along that journey. If it's first-time home buyers just trying to understand what they're looking at. And so it was great to really get connected to some of the other community agencies that align with who we are and how we can help.
I love that. And when I pull now the business into this, right? I'd say that, I mean, we've got several of the playbooks and MREA models that you two have been following at great effect. But one of the things that draws us right to this place of success in the charity work and the community work that you're doing is the straight up nuts, nothing sexy about it, but the budget model, right? When we first started working together, we peeled through your budget, and you two are working so hard. The two of you, not much leverage, right? Some help with transaction coordination when needed, but mostly it was you doing that work, Shelley, and Art doing the sales portion of this. So we have the front office and the back office, right? And that's a great. If you look at rocket fuel, they call that the visionary and the implementer, and it's a good, solid model. But you were both running hard, right?
Mhm.
Running really hard, and your business was running at somewhere a profit margin in the low 30s, right? And what was really interesting when we peeled through that together is that most of the areas where your budget was inflated were easy fixes. They were just mostly about awareness, weren't they?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Oh, we eat out that much, right?
Right.
Yeah. simple things that we could easily fix, and we did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and we're spending that on a software product that we could, we have something that we could find that's less expensive.
That's the thing. It gave you pulling your budget into shape and being more purposeful about it allowed you to do two things. And one is get a little bit of leverage, get some help,
Mhm.
get a virtual assistant, which then allowed you, Shelley, to get some of the back office work off of your plate, which allowed you to launch more into some of the design work that you're doing that, yes, is helping Lazarus House, and that's where it is passionately, but it's absolutely helping your work with probate and with seniors, with the real estate planner community work as well. And it's something that fulfills you more. All of that budget neutral, not only budget neutral, but increasing your profit margin, right?
Yes.
Clearly.
So we, I think, are all big fans of really looking at that budget model, peeling through it, going through it line by line, and then using it to ask questions. Doesn't mean that you have to follow every aspect of that model, but just an awareness.
Right. Well, and I would say it also helps just make decisions easier. Like when we're contemplating whether it's something educational or it's a new technology or any of those kind of things, it just helps us to know like that can be a yes, or that really, is fluff or a shiny object or whatever. And it really just helps us make all those decisions easier.
I love that. I love that. Well, this is going to be the first of a few conversations we have because I love watching your world, what you guys are doing, and the way that you're purposeful, and how at the end of the day, everything that you're doing is focusing on helping your community. That's a great that's a great passion upon which to build your business. But all of the passion in the world means nothing without some action steps that actually draw you to it. And you two are not afraid of it. You roll up your sleeves and you get after it.
Take action, right?
Yeah. All right. So how does somebody reach you if they got somebody in Massachusetts that needs help with real estate?
They can contact me directly. My cell phone number is 978-387-8213, or email me at arthurdurkin@kw.com.
Or you can reach out to me and I can connect them. Great,
Can
you
do.
two. Thank you so
Thanks
much.
so much.
Thanks, Roxane.
Bye.
Right. Bye-bye.